guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another reading. Here today I think I'm going to do a quick 3-card spread, and it's going to be giving you more insight on a certain situation, troubles you've been having on it, and then some advice. Okay, so I have 2 different decks for you today. Our first stack has my little nub of Palo stick. Okay, it's just a smudge stick that I have. Our second group just has some clear crystal quartz. Okay, so take a minute, pause this video if you need to meditate or clear your mind, kind of ground yourself, and pick the deck that resonates best with you. Again, don't overthink it, but also don't pick blindly. Okay, just pick the one that resonates best with you. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. I'll go ahead and get started with the first deck, which is the Palo stick. All right, group 1. Here we go. So your first card is the current situation that you're in. The second card is maybe some problems you're having with it, or an obstacle maybe that you're having that is related to the situation that you're in. And the last card is advice. Okay, this could be advice from whoever you listen to, your spirit guides, your ancestors, a deity, God, whatever you believe in. Okay, so let's go ahead and look into it. So your current situation that you're in, it looks like you have a 7 of Cups, it looks like, and it is upside down. Okay, so let's go ahead and read that. 7 of Cups. The 7 of Cups reminds us to choose wisely when temptations arise, and to recognize the difference between fantasy and reality. We have many options available to us. The choices we make today will lead us to becoming our future selves. Within a dreamy, cloudy landscape, a temptress rises from her copper cup. As she dances, her eyes draw you in closer. She is adorned with gold, jewels, feathers, lavish items of luxury. Her veil and the snake around her arm suggests, however, that she may not be up to any good. Behind the dancer, a structure of strong, stable columns emerges. The building is a noble destination if you can maintain your focus and pass by without any distraction. Take control of your endless pursuit for pleasure. Pull yourself down from the clouds and find a way to plant your feet on the ground again. Life is deeper and more meaningful than you are allowing it to be. Respect yourself and do what you know is right, okay? So, 7 of Cups, temptation, lust, desire, giving in to those desires, right? It can also mean that something turned out not to be what you thought. When I see 7 of Cups, especially when I see it upside down, I almost think of, lots of times I think of like a relationship not working out like the way you thought it was going to, or being in a relationship with someone who was not someone you thought they were. But it also could be a situation that you thought looked great. It looked too good to be true, and it turned out it was too good to be true, and there was definitely a catch, okay? Could also be some kind of habit that you're giving into that maybe you're realizing is way more harmful than you thought it was. It could be a lot of things. I just think of giving into desire, temptation, lust, habits that are toxic. And definitely you find yourself in a situation right now where it's biting you in the butt and you're realizing it, right? Let's look at what obstacles you've been having with this current situation. And it looks like that's the 3 of Swords. Swords definitely means heartbreak, turmoil, overcoming those things, okay? Yes, here we go. 3 of Swords. The 3 of Swords is about heartbreak, loneliness, and sadness. The pain of loss and betrayal hits hard, and it strikes us like a sword through the heart. It can leave us blinded by our grief and lost in darkness. Like I said, turmoil. Through dark shadows and murky clouds, a woman's face is seen crying. Her eyes are blackened over by shadows, and we only see her tears pouring down her cheeks. In a beautiful lace dress with a gray-blue rose in her hair, she sits heartbroken, blinded by the pain of her heartache. A large red heart in front of her has been struck through by 3 swords. Despite her pain, a second flower blooms in front of the heart, and a flame remains lit above. We are reminded that the pain is temporary. Allow yourself to grieve, but do not let your heartache blind you. The situation is fragile, and so are the people involved. Be kind to yourself as well as to the others as you learn to move past the pain. Okay. Yes. All right. So that's what makes me think that the 7 of Cups definitely was involving some kind of relationship, friendship, mentorship, something that seemed like it wasn't as good as what you thought. Right now, you are currently dealing with heartache, and that is your obstacle, right? Heartache is a huge obstacle. It's definitely something that you need to overcome to move past things, obviously, right? You need to be able to heal. You need to be able to move on. But before you can do that, you need to allow yourself some grieving time, okay? So whether this be maybe it was still a really bad habit or something that you like, oops, like gave into it, thought it was something, but it really wasn't what you thought. And now you're kind of grieving over that. But I really think this is deeper than that. I really think that this has to do with maybe a relationship or friendship, maybe a mentor, a boss, a sibling, someone that you really maybe were looking up to or trusted and really betrayed you, okay? Now, 3 of Swords definitely shows up to also remind us that it's not forever, okay? You need to allow yourself that grieving time, but you also allow yourself that grieving time, but you also need to remember that it's not forever, okay? This is going to pass. However long it takes to grieve you, no one's judging you, okay? Everyone grieves longer or grieves at different durations of time. So I really feel like you're in that period right now of just trying to get over your sadness, but don't force yourself to get over it because that's going to cause more pain in the long run, right? Really face that grief and just let it happen. Grieve. It's natural. It's healthy, okay? Let's look at some advice. So your last card, the advice group 2, is the World card. Let's see. The World reminds us of the magical moments in our life when everything feels right. Life may not be perfect, but it is perfectly as it should be at that moment. It doesn't happen often, but every once in a while, the elements fall into place and a peaceful movement of clairvoyance washes over our entire being. A woman floats in the clouds high above the earth. She has escaped the drama and the noise of her life for a moment and is looking out over everything she has achieved. She feels accomplished and lighter than air. Her ram's horns show that she has been strong-willed to get to where she is. She's woven a magnificent wreath of souvenirs to wear on her head to show off the journey she has been on. When your moment emerges, take the time to appreciate it. You have worked hard to get where you are, and moments of true harmony and magic are few and far between. Don't let your own self-criticism overshadow the truly wonderful things you have done. Okay, so really feel like group 1 that you're kind of beating yourself up right now for allowing this person, this job, this mentor, this partner, whoever, you're really beating yourself up for allowing them or that to betray you, for allowing that to kind of trick you. You're kind of beating yourself up right now and feeling like you weren't smart enough to catch it in time. But what you really need to be doing is, this advice is saying you really need to look back on everything else that you've done that you're proud of and focus on that. Okay? Do not beat yourself up. This is something that could have tricked anybody. This is something that could have hurt or betrayed anybody. It's not just you. It's not because you're stupid or naive. Okay? Far from it. You are hurt right now. But don't continue to beat yourself up because you're just hurting yourself more. Okay? Look back on everything you've accomplished. That's your advice, okay? Look back on everything you've accomplished and know how strong you are. Know everything you've gone through and everything you've learned and how much you've grown, okay? And remember that you are going to get through this, okay? Again, this is not permanent. This is temporary, okay? So, group 1, allow yourself to grieve. Learn from your situation. Grow. Allow yourself to grieve. And knowing everything that you've accomplished and feeling proud of that is going to help you get through that grieving process, okay? And help you come out a much stronger person, okay? Wow, that's a heavy one, group 1. I hope you guys are okay. If anyone wants to reach out to me and talk to me about it, definitely am willing to listen. I'm going to go ahead and move on to group 2 now, but group 1, that was your reading, and I hope you enjoyed it. All right, group 2, or the crystal quartz, you're up next. Okay. Okay, guys, group 2, my clear quartz group, crystal quartz group. So your current situation is an upside down Queen of Wands in reverse, okay? Obstacles or things you're struggling with in this current situation is an upright Judgment. And some advice, your advice is an upside down 7 of Cups, okay? So let's go ahead and look into that. The Queen of Wands. The Queen represents someone who is confident and focused. The charisma of the Queen inspires others to be better. Okay, so since your Queen of Wands is in reverse, I think that you're really struggling, group 2, with maybe your confidence right now, and definitely struggling with getting things in order. Things might be really out of order for you right now. Like I said, Suit of Wands definitely represents fire, change, passion, drive, right? Queen of Wands is up there with the King of Wands, right? It's powerful. They should have their shit together. But your Queen of Wands is upside down. So I'm really thinking you're not only struggling with your confidence, but you're kind of like, you don't know where to start right now, right? So your situation right now is a little overwhelming. You might have a lot of things going on right now. Not only is there a lot of things going on right now, but it's kind of like all over the place. It's a little chaotic for you, maybe. Maybe you're trying to get things back into order. Definitely struggling with your confidence because of that. Maybe you're blaming yourself for things being out of order, okay? Let's look at what you're struggling with in this current situation. Judgment. Judgment definitely is not only judging others, but being able to judge yourself. The Judgment card indicates a generally fulfilling life where an individual is ready to look inward and judge himself before moving on. It represents a rebirth or awakening at the end of a major life event. Judgment can indicate the need to make a monumental decision requiring the culmination of all life's experiences. Okay, so I think the Judgment card is coming up right now as a reminder, okay? So your Queen of Wands is upside down. Things are a little chaotic right now. You don't really know where to start. You don't really know how to gain your confidence back. You don't really know how to bring things back into order in your life. Judgment can definitely show up to encourage you to make a decision. So that's interesting. It's right next to your Queen of Wands, because I really sense right now you're just, you don't know where to start. Things are just out of control. Not necessarily out of control, but it might just be a little overwhelming. There might be a lot of things going on right now, or you might just not know where to start, right? Judgment is here to tell you, hey, just make a decision and do it, okay? If it doesn't work out, then you can always go back and try again. But what you're really struggling with right now, I feel like, is making a decision. You're really struggling with making a decision because you're really able to look into yourself and judge yourself maybe a little too harshly. Okay, so I really feel like you're struggling right now with making a decision and overthinking things. I think you're really overthinking things, and I think you're really second guessing yourself a lot. Let's look at some advice. Your advice is the 7 of Cups. Cups is water, which means emotion, feelings. It's the same thing. Let's see. 7. Opportunities and wishful thinking are suggested by the 7. It also warns of seeking superfluous short-term things. Interesting. I'll read that one more time. Opportunities and wishful thinking are suggested by the 7. It also warns of seeking superfluous short-term things. Okay, so interesting. All right, so your 7 of Cups is upside down. I think it's definitely, your advice is definitely to stop overthinking things. Also, it is suggesting to stop like using band-aids to cover up situations. So again, I know you're very overwhelmed right now. I know you're overthinking things, but you really need to make a decision, and you really need to stop using short-term solutions for all these problems, okay? You really need to stop overthinking and start thinking more practically. I feel like you're thinking with your feelings a lot, and you're overthinking things, you're overanalyzing things, but you really need to just be, okay, what is the best thing to do right now, and do it, okay? You're overwhelmed, you're overthinking, you're getting very worked up, you're judging yourself a little too harshly. You need to slow down, and you need to think a little more practically. Judgment suggests that you've had a lot of experiences, lots of life experiences. You have the experience, you have the knowledge. Just make a decision. Make a decision. You're underestimating yourself. Stop it. Stop that. Okay? You are powerful. You have life experiences. You are being too emotional about your decision making. Just make a decision, act on it, see how it goes. Don't be too impulsive with it, of course. Be very practical about it. In fact, you need to be more practical about it because you're using too much emotion. But definitely a decision needs to be made, okay? All right, guys. Really hope you enjoyed this Pick a Deck reading today. If you want any more insight on any of these readings, leave comments down below. You can also follow me over at Abby the Witch on Instagram. I am still doing some personalized individual readings on there for free. So if you want a free tarot card reading, my dog is working on making a bed. Hi, Chico. Stop it. Anyway, if you want your own free tarot card reading, please go follow me over on Instagram. However, I will not be doing it for much longer. So you better hurry up and go follow me over there and reach out to me if you want a free reading, okay? If you like what you saw here, please subscribe, like. You guys know the drill. I love you guys. Thank you so much for your support. And until next time, I hope you stay well. Bye.